Welcome to a very special bonus episode of The Horror of Babylon. What you are about to hear is the pre-show for episode 30. Normally, pre-shows are only available to patrons at the $5 and higher level. However, we have decided to share this pre-show for free in the podcast feed. For more pre-show shenanigans, go to patreon.com/thehorrorofbabylon. Thank you for your support and stay scary.
Welcome to the pre-show for episode 30 of The Horror of Babylon. We, instead of doing a top 10, we are going to play a game about a top 10.
Are we?
Yes. Tonight we're covering It 2017, which for a long time was the highest grossing horror film of all time. I looked that up when I was doing my research to confirm it still was. It is no longer.
What holds it now?
Well, that's the thing, is we're going to play... I have the top 10 highest grossing horror films here in front of me on my phone that you can't see. And you're going to make guesses, and you get a point for naming a movie that's on the list. Or actually... You're going to get a point for naming something that's in the top 20. You get 2 points for naming something that's in the top 10.
Okay.
And you get 5 points if you name a movie in the top 10 and what number it is.
Oh gosh, okay.
So let me get a notepad here real quick so I can keep track of your points.
How many guesses do I get?
We'll say 20.
That's fair.
And I'm just gonna put a top 10 here in front of me so I can kind of fill it in as we go.
God, now I'm racking my brain trying to think of what came out after it.
And I'm gonna give you a couple hints.
Okay. I have a pretty good idea for things that would be in the top 10 and top 20. Their numbering's gonna be hard.
That's why it's worth 5 points.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, hint number 1. Of the top 10 highest grossing horror films of all time, I have seen 7 of them.
You've seen 7 of them?
I've seen 7 of them. So you can take your first guess whenever you're ready.
The Conjuring.
Conjuring is not in the top 10. However, I believe it's in the top 20. No. It is. I have the top 50 here. It's number 27.
Oh wow! Okay, that surprises me.
Well, we'll give you half a point for naming something that's in the top 50.
Okay,
so you have one try and you have half a point.
Okay. Let's see here. What's come out recently? I'm trying to think of things that I've actually gone out to see. I know Antlers didn't make it.
No, Antlers is not. Was that a guess?
No, I'm working my way backwards.
If you guess what number 1 is, I'll buy the pizza on Friday.
Is it The Nun?
No. Nun is. It's on here. It's number 23, so I'll give you another half point.
I'm up to 1.
Brings you up to 1 point.
I'm sad that that's on there at all. That movie was garbage.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's garbage.
So.
I know It Chapter 1's in the top 10.
Would you like to also try to guess its position?
It's number 3. Fuck.
So it is number 2.
I was hoping that it got bumped down twice.
No, just once.
I gambled and I lost.
But you will get 2 points for naming one in the top 10, which brings you up to 3 points.
Okay. Insidious Chapter 3, or Insidious 3.
3? Okay.
Because that's the most recent one, I'm pretty sure. And that's also a James Wan movie, and James Wan movies do pretty well.
It is not in the top 10. It might be somewhere here on the top 50. No.
Okay, so that one, that sort of fell off the wayside.
So, I'm going to give you another hint.
Okay.
And I'm just double checking that I didn't miss Insidious on here somewhere. Okay, so for top 10, think... obviously very popular movies.
Yeah.
But also things that cross genre boundaries.
Genre boundaries?
Horror fantasy, horror science fiction.
Oh, I've never been good at that. I've always thought of things in binaries. If I was a Republican until 2016.
Okay, then just
I'm gonna throw out some curveballs here.
okay.
Okay, I'm gonna guess Hereditary.
I don't think that's on the list at all.
Damn, that movie's really good.
It's not in the top 20. It is not in the top 50.
That's disappointing because that movie's super good.
Most of these... Okay, here's another hint. Everything in the top 10 is a Hollywood movie. And like mostly like summer, big budget kind of movies.
Does The Joker count as a horror movie?
You know, I think I personally would count it as horror.
Okay.
But it is not on this list anyway.
Okay. I thought that is more of a psychological thriller.
Yeah, I mean, I think you wouldn't have to twist my arm to get me to call it horror.
Yeah.
I'm like number 1.
God, what's come out? I go to horror movies all the time. This shouldn't be this hard. The Conjuring 2.
That's definitely... It's not in the top 10, but it is on the list. Conjuring 2 is number 26.
Damn.
So you get another half a point for naming something in the top 50.
Oh my God, what are these movies that are above The Conjuring?
Okay. I'll give you another hint.
Okay.
A movie in the top 10 really slaps.
Slaps?
Yes.
I don't know. And this is highest grossing.
Highest grossing, not necessarily best. Some of these movies are very good. Some of these movies are not great. I mean, it's...
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist is number 15.
Okay.
So you get a point for naming one in the top 20, so you're up to 4.5 points.
Jaws.
Jaws is number 13, so you get another point for naming one in the top 20, so you're up to 5.5 points.
I'm going to be really upset with this top 10 list, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. A couple of these movies are up your alley, but mostly, yeah, I think you're going to be pretty upset with it. But you just got to keep in mind, this is highest grossing. It doesn't have anything to do with, like...
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
This is me bitching about general audiences again. Alien Covenant.
That's on here somewhere. I remember seeing it.
Because I'm just trying to think... Now I'm just trying to think of bad movies.
It's number 47.
Oh.
And so that gets you half a point, brings you up to 6 points for naming one in the top 50. You have 12 guesses remaining.
12 guesses remaining, okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you another hint.
Okay. Have I seen these movies?
I know for sure you have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty positive.
Wow.
I'm pretty positive you've seen 7 of them.
Sinister?
No, I don't think that's on here at all.
That's also disappointing. I really like Sinister.
Yeah, I do too. I'm just double checking here to make sure I'm not wrong. Sinister is not in the top 50.
Okay.
You gotta crack 10 points. That's your goal.
And then my goal is 10 points.
You have 11 more guesses.
I think I'm going to let you down here.
Okay, so... Oh, 3 of...
Saw.
I'm gonna give you a guess after I determine where Saw is on here. Or, a hint.
I know its box office to budget ratio was really good. But,
It is not in the top 50 at all.
wow.
I'm just double checking because I would have thought it would be. But no, it is not on here. So for 3 of the movies in the top 10 are related to each other. 2 are from the same movie verse, and then 1 shares a character from that movie verse but is not a part of that movie verse.
Is Freddy versus Jason on here?
No.
Damn it.
No, it's not. And
that's also disappointing.
two movies in the top 10 are what I would consider apocalypse films.
Oh, okay.
3 are. And one of them really slaps.
One of them really... I'm going to feel really stupid here in a minute. One of them has to be a zombie movie, but I'm trying to decide on which one.
Yes. At least one. At least one is a zombie movie. The other one is not a zombie movie, but I got in a screaming match with a former friend over whether it was a zombie movie or not, and they were wrong.
Is it 28 Days Later?
No.
Okay, because we get in those arguments all the time. Not you and me, just horror fans. World War Z.
Yes.
It's number 9.
It's number 8.
Ah! So close. That does piss me off.
That is the one that is definitely a zombie movie.
Oh yeah,
So that's 13 guesses, and you get 2 points for naming one in the top 10. Brings you up to 8. You've got to crack 10 points with 7 more guesses.
I remember being really pissed off at World War Z.
It's fun.
That was my first date with MK.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't a better movie.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah. Think along those lines.
Yeah, I'm trying to think along World War Z lines now.
And think also...
Annabelle the Creation.
No, but that's in the top 50. It's number 29, which gets you half a point. Think a few of the movies here are part of... One is definitely a part of one of your all-time favorite franchises, and then 2 of them are adjacent to that.
The Ring?
No, but I think that's on the list. I think I remember seeing it. Yes, it's number 43. So that gets you another half point. So that's 9, and you have 5 more guesses. The Ring, the 43rd highest grossing horror film of all time.
Yeah, I really like The Ring. I'm trying to think along World War Z lines now. What's garbage that people eat up? A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place isn't good. Well, the last 20 minutes, pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was good up until those last 20 minutes. It really World War Z'd all over itself.
Other than that, I love it. It is number 25, which gets you half a point, brings you up to 9.5, 9.5 points.
Wow.
You have 4 more tries. Let me try and give you another hint.
I'm going to feel really stupid.
Okay. I'm going to give you 3 hints.
Okay.
Number 1 has a famous horror director, but you would have to really twist my arm to get me to call it horror, although it definitely has horror elements. Number 3...
Did someone put Pan's Labyrinth as a horror film?
I would call Pan's Labyrinth a horror film before I called this one a horror film. And I'm going to give you that one. That's a gimme.
Okay.
Number 3 is an iconic horror movie that often has the end ruined for it for people who haven't seen it, and is famously spoiled in an Adam Sandler movie. And number 4 is based off of a classic science fiction novel. Number 5 really slaps.
Yeah, he keeps saying that. I've never been good at guessing games or hints.
6, 7, 9, and 10 involve giant animals or giant animal-like monsters.
Is someone including Godzilla as horror films?
Would you like to guess the number? What number?
Yeah, I'll guess number 10 as...
You get 5 points for guessing. So that brings you up to 14.5 points for guessing Godzilla. What was the year? What is it, like 20? Godzilla 2014 at number 10.
Oh, wow.
Keep going on that line.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Was it King of the Monsters?
That is number 22, which brings you up to...
The fact that made less money than Godzilla 2014 really depresses me.
Okay, so that brings you... It was 22, so that brings you up to 15 points, 18 tries. You have 2 more. That movie verse.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Number 14 gives you a point for getting one in the top 20. 16 points. There's another one in the top 10.
Kong Skull Island?
Would you like to guess the number?
At number 9. I can't believe it would make more money than World War Z.
So you get 2 points for naming one in the top 10, although you got the number wrong. It is number 6.
Wow, okay, well, see, I'm less disappointed now.
It's my favorite of them all so far.
I wouldn't have called it a horror movie, but...
I mean, it is definitely a giant monster movie.
Horror adjacent, I guess.
A lot of the top 10 are horror adjacent, so that you have... Was that was your 20?
Yeah, that was my 20.
Okay, so you got 18 points, so that good. You definitely cracked 10. I'm going to start at number 20 and read them.
Okay.
I'm not going to read all 50. If you want to look this up, just Google it.
Yeah.
Number... I'm going to give you a second to react to all of these because you're going to be so mad.
Okay, I'm going to get mad.
Number 20, Prometheus.
Boo. I'm sad that I contributed to that.
19, Signs. Number 18, The Mummy 2017, the Tom Cruise one.
That got in the top 20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Number 17, The Mummy 1999, Brendan Fraser, right next to each other. Number 16, The Mummy Returns.
Okay.
Number 15, The Exorcist is one you guessed. 14, Godzilla vs. Kong, you guessed. 13, Jaws, you guessed. 12 is It Chapter 2.
It's too high.
It's not too high when you... It's highest grossing, like...
Yeah, too many people went to see it.
Yeah, but, I mean, we also went to see it. You went twice.
I'm disappointed with myself.
But not having seen the movie...
I guess.
Yeah. Number 11, the Demon Slayer movie.
I would not have called that a horror movie, but...
Well, there's a lot of that. A lot of the top 10 is horror adjacent.
Okay.
Number 10 is Godzilla, you guessed. Number 9, I'm going to fill these out just to be dramatic.
I like
The Meg. The junk.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that was even made. I have the book that's based on. We should do the Meg.
Sure. But not before we do Jaws. We'd have to do Jaws first.
No, we'll do Meg first, just,
No.
just to upset people.
8 is World War Z, which you guessed. Number 7 is King Kong, and that would be the 2005 Peter Jackson version.
Okay, that's acceptable.
6 is Kong Skull Island, which you guessed. Would you like to take one more guess at number 5 that really slaps?
No.
I Am Legend.
I'm also disappointed that that's in the top 10.
I mean, Will Smith, he brings in the dollars. Number 4, the 2005 adaptation of War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise. Lots of Tom Cruise. Number 3, would you like to take one more guess at the iconic horror movie with the twist ending that gets spoiled for people all the time, and then the movie's not as good when you know the ending? Famously spoiled in an Adam Sandler movie.
I'm trying to... It's The Sixth Sense.
It is The Sixth Sense. At number 3. And then It, 2017, is number 2. Recently dethroned by this movie, which... famous horror director. I would call it a fantasy, an action movie, and a science fiction movie before I would call it a horror movie. But it definitely has horror movie elements in it.
Okay.
It's a 2022 movie. We have both seen it. We did not see it together. We have discussed it. Would you like to take one more guess before you hear the highest grossing horror film of all time?
Isn't Multiverse of Madness?
Yes.
I would not call that... Whoever called that a horror movie is wrong.
Did you know that it has made almost $1 billion?
I was aware that it made almost $1 billion.
According to this, the gross so far, because it's still in theaters, is $950,070,025.
I'm only tacitly aware of that because I'm in a bunch of in a bunch of shit posting groups, and people were talking about how Top Gun Maverick made it to $1 billion before a Marvel movie did.
All right, and that'll do it for the pre-show for episode 30. Thanks for listening, and thanks for playing, Daniel. I'm glad you cracked 10 points.
Thank you for listening. And don't forget, for more pre-shows, go to patreon.com/thehorrorofbabylon. We offer a variety of tiers and perks. Thank you for your consideration. And now for the obligatory socials. Please like, share and subscribe. Follow Daniel at dstarsick on Twitter. Follow Ryan at Darth Damio on the Bluebird app. You can find the podcast on Twitter at HorrorPod69. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Slasher and Goodreads. Become part of the Disturbed community by asking for the Facebook group and Discord links. Enjoy our gaming content on YouTube. Send dick pics to the Horror of Babylon podcast at gmail.com. And finally, you can let your friends know that the Horror of Babylon is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major podcast apps. Stay scary.